Hello guys, you're welcome back to my channel. My name is Chloe and it's been a long time. So today you're going to be learning how to draft your own corset pattern in 5 minutes. Can you just look at this cup? Can you see how cupped it is? Just take a look at this part. It's just your paper. Imagine you've transferred to your fabric, added your interfacing and all that. Just look at how relaxed it is on the table. Can you see how relaxed it is? This is how your corset cup should look like. Look at the inside. See how, look at the depth. There is no escape route. There's no way your boobs are going to come outside. So without further ado, let's get into drafting. So first of all, we are going to be marking out our margin line just to have a starting point for all of our measurements. I'm just marking out any line, okay? So I came in 1 inch from the edge of my paper. I'm just going to mark it and we'll go over to imputing all of our vertical measurements. All right, now typically your corset garment is not a covered garment, so I want us to determine how low we want this corset to be. Where do you want your corset to start from? So I want my corset to start from 7 inches. And how did I get the 7 inches? My armhole, shoulder to my armhole is 8 inches. That is my armhole depth. So I went up by 1 inch. So whatever your armhole depth is, go up by 1 inch to get your corset starting point. Your corset is not a covered garment, like I said earlier. So it's okay to play around with some skin, all right, but you will still be very covered though. So the next thing is to mark down the underbust measurement. So here is the truth, or here is the gist. My underbust is typically 15 inches, but I'm going to use 14. Why? The reason is because we want that push-up effect. When you wear a push-up bra, every lady has a push-up bra now. So we want that push-up effect. So whatever your bust point is, go up by 1 inch to get that push-up effect. You can still use your exact underbust. There is absolutely no problem and you will still be fine. Now we want to go over to get our bust point. Remember that since we went up by 1 inch for our underbust, we are still going to go up by 1 inch from our bust point. My bust point originally is 11 inches. But now we want to make it 10 inches because we already went up by 1 inch from our underbust, okay? So whatever your bust point is, go up by 1 inch also to get your now corset bust point. Now we want to take our shoulder to our waist measurement. My shoulder to my waist is 18 inches. So I'm going to mark that across my pattern paper and square across with my ruler. I'm sure you'll be surprised at the ruler. Yes, you have your ruler. So square across with your ruler, okay? Now we want to start imputing the other measurements. So the next measurement we want to put down is our bust span. That is your nipple to nipple. My nipple to nipple is 8 inches and divided by 2. Remember, we're working, the pattern will be on fold. So divided by 2, you have 4 inches. So I'm marking that on my waistline, on my underbust line, on my bust point line, and on that 7 inches I came down by. Okay? All right. So I will connect it with a straight line. The next thing is to do our underbust contouring. If you've been following my videos, you know how we contour our underbust. Your round bust minus your round underbust divided by 2. My round bust is 38 inches and my round underbust is 32 inches. 38 minus 32 will give me 6 inches. That 6 inches I will divide it by 2. I will have 3 inches. So it is that 3 inches I will use to contour. But I'm not going to share it evenly, I'm going to put 1 inch on the middle panel and 2 inches on the side. The side should take more. So I place that measurements, that 1 inch and 2 inches for the contouring on my underbust line and my waistline, and I connected it with a straight line like this. Okay, the next step is to do our chest tightening. That is, that 7 inches you came down by. I want to tighten that upper part. So now measure whatever you used for your underbust contouring, okay? whatever you use for your underbust contouring minus half an inch from it. You remember that calculation, your round underbust, your round bust minus your round underbust divided by 2. Okay, whatever figure you got minus half an inch from it, that is what you're going to use to contour that line. Okay, so normally or as usual, the center part is going to take the smaller version and the side is going to take the bigger version. So that is what I'm doing right now. I just minus half an inch from my 3 inches. We got 2.5. So I placed 0.75 on the middle panel and I use the other part for the side. And now I'm going to use my curve to connect my underbust to my bust point, just like this. Okay, very easy. And I'm going to flip it to the other side, flip my ruler to the other side to get the side panel. Very simple. This is a situation of from bustier to corset. Yes, corset is also a bustier, but a lot of people don't know about that. Now, I want to start imputing all my horizontal measurement, but later on, I discovered that the figure that I took for the side was not enough. That is, I didn't take up to the amount that I was supposed to take. Okay, so the mistake was coming from me. I had to correct it. I didn't take up to the amount. Okay, when I minus half an inch from that part, I told you that whatever you use for your underbust contouring minus half. When I did that, I didn't take up to the number I was supposed to take, so I had to correct that. So make sure that whatever you place is the actual figure. Okay, now this is my new line. I'm going to just strike that out. Can you see now? Now I want to impute all of my horizontal measurements. So now putting the horizontal measurement, you're going to start with your bust. So your bust measurement is going to be placed on that line you came down by. That's my 7 inches. So whatever you came down by for yours, put your bust measurement there. So your round bust divided by 4, replace whatever you took for your dart and add your sewing allowances. Okay. So now this is my underbust. My round underbust divided by 4 is 8 inches. And I'm going to replace whatever I took for my dart, which is 3, and add my sewing allowances. All right. I'm going to do same for my waist. My waist is also 8 inches. I'm going to replace my dart. Okay, then I'm going to add my sewing allowances. Always replace your darts. Okay, always and always and always replace your darts. So now I'm just going to connect that into a straight line. So with this video now, you can see you can draft. It's like a 2-in-1 video from bustier to corset, as you can see. So it's a loaded video. Okay, now to get our cup, measure from your bust point to your underbust. Okay, whatever number you have there, you're going to come to your side, that is that top line. From your dart on the side, you're going to put that figure. From my bust point to my underbust is 4 inches, and I went to dart my top line and I placed that 4 inches from my dart. Okay, and also on that underbust line, come out from your contouring by half an inch. Don't connect your cup straight. Also do same for the other side. Don't connect your cup straight to that's your line. It will give it angular shape. It will not be fit, and you don't want that. Okay, so see what I'm doing here, just like so, to the half inch you came out by. This is going to smoothen that area. Can you see? It's going to smoothen that area. And also to do this center, that half inch at the middle, that space at the middle. So just take half inch from your center front and connect like this. And you are going to get your curve again, and you are going to just connect it to the half inch. Can you see the half inch? So just place. You need that half inch basically for that top part. You don't really need it to go all the way down. So just place your curve like so and connect. You see where my marker started from that half inch. Can you see where it stopped also? Good. This is going to give you a nice rounded shape at the bottom, not angular, not like a triangle. So this is your corset, like simple, easy, capiche. There is no serene, there is no issue. It's the same thing. Can you see what we did now? So if you want to make that center like have sweetheart, like you want it to go inside, just go to your bust point, go up by 1.5 inches, okay? from your bust point, go up by 1.5 inches and just connect with a curve. You can as well leave it straight like this if you want to. There is absolutely no problem. So I'm just trying to show this to people that want to have that slanted front or sweetheart at that part. Can you see? So it's very simple. Can you see your cup? So when you do this, like when you create this sweetheart neckline, try your best to reshape, okay? Try your best to reshape any line that is not aligning. Make sure you use your ruler to align it before you cut out. That's what I'm using here, or that's what I'm doing here. So I'm just trying to align the line back to meet that sweetheart neckline that we created. Now the next thing to do is I would like to lower my armhole. Okay, you can leave yours like this, it doesn't matter, it's not a bad thing, it's not a crime, you did not commit any crime. But I want to lower my armhole by half an inch, okay, by half an inch, just to get the armhole curve. Just to get armhole curve. So now I'm going to lower it. Can you see from that's my dart leg, just connect it like so with a slight curve, and everything is ready. Simple, like very easy. Can you see the cup now? It's not angled, so just label it cup 1, label cup 2, and you are good to go. This is your corset pattern from your bustier to your corset, and done. If this is not a video, you can 5 minutes, you are done. 5 minutes, you are done. So I'm going to cut this out for us to see how it looks like. As you can see that that bust point is, that part is pointy, so just use your free hand, just give it a smooth curve, just reshape it, and everything is okay. Look at it now. Can you see the smoothness of this curve? Can you see how curved it is? That's why I told you to go out by half an inch from those lines, okay? So now I just want to cut out the sweetheart for us to see. This is how beautiful it is. This is going to give you a nice cup, a very nice cup, okay? This is it. This is your corset pattern, simple and easy. So now we'll go over to drafting the back. The back is done in a jiffy. The back, the back bodice, the first thing that we're going to mark out is our zipper allowance. Okay, so I'm using 2 inches. I won't be using the entire 2 inches, but I marked 2 inches to enable us do our back tightening that will allow our zip not to bulge. Okay, so I'm just marking 2 inches and I'm going to connect it with my ruler into a straight line. Okay, I'm going to connect it with my ruler into a straight line. Then the next thing is to do is to also still come down by the 7 inches we came down by for the front. So remember, we came down by 7 inches from the front. You remember, right? So we're still going to do that. So take out your 7 inches and mark your waist. So you know the back, there is no under bust or bust point. So the back is pretty straightforward. So just come down by the 7 inches you came down by for the front, or whatever number you use, come down by that. You can see my tip, you can see where it's starting from 7 inches. So I marked my waist length, so that's my waist. I'm going to connect it into a straight line like this. All right, then the next thing that I will do is to do my back tightening. So under your waistline, go in by 1 inch for your back tightening. 1 inch for your back tightening on that waistline, and connect it all the way to that top part. That's that 7 inches you came down by. Can you see it? Good. So connect it like that. So have your slanted back. This will allow your zipper relax very well. Now we want to put in our bust measurement. But before we do that, let's go over to our darts. Remember our bust span, that is nipple to nipple, was 8 divided by 2 will go 4. If you put it from that straight back, it will be too small. So don't put it from that straight back. You remember we've already done the back tightening. Putting your dart from that back would be too small and to be too close to your zipper. We don't want that. So now from that your slanted line is where you put your dart. So from that slant line is where I put, from that place is where I marked my 4 inches. So you're going to measure everything you have and take it to the top like this so that you can get a straight line, and you're going to connect it with your ruler like so. Is that clear? All right, now for the back, we don't really need much. 1/2 inch on both sides is enough. And go to the top too, also take that 1/2 inch at the top. You know the top also needs tightening to avoid gaping. That's, your back should be opening up. That's why you just take it all the way to the top. Can you see? Like so. And now we can go ahead to put our bust measurement. My bust is 38 inches divided by 4 will give me 9.5. So what I'll do, let me just label that part zip allowance so that we can know where we're starting from. We're starting from that line, no, not your zip allowance. So 9.5. Okay, remember we took 1 inch for our dart, replace it back and add our sewing allowance. Is that okay? Then you come to your waistline. You're going to start a waist measurement from that slant line, not from that straight line, the slant line. Your waist, round waist divided by 4, replace that, okay, and add your sewing allowance. And the back is typically, in fact, the back is done. So now I'm trying to discover or figure out my line. I should not go and mark spoil. So I have to remeasure again. So measure twice, cut once. If you cut it, it is finished. So you gotta be patient and measure twice. So I got that now, and our back is typically ready. You also remember we came down by 1/2 inch on that armhole part for the front. You remember? So we're still going to come down. So whatever you did for the front, you're going to do it for the back so that they will match up on the sides. Can you see? You can leave your back like this if you want a straight back. Everything is okay. You can cut out and do your pattern. But normally the back is always lower, that center back. So you can decide to how low you want it to be, 1.5, 2. But I came down by 1.5 from here, and I'm just going to connect it, okay, with a slight curve. I'm just going to connect with a slight curve like this so that our back will be lower. Can you see what we have? That is it. That is your corset pattern. So you can add a skirt under. If you want to make it a top, you can make it a top also. So now I'm just marking 1 inch from that slanted line to give me my zipper allowance. Can you see? 1 inch from that slanted line to give me my zipper allowance. This is not my true zip allowance. That's the reason why I use 2 inches, to give me enough space and room to play with. So just extend that back line to it, to that zipper side, and you're good to go. This is now our zip allowance, and your pattern is ready. I'm gonna cut this out and show you guys how it looks like. It's very easy to do. All you have to do is make sure you sew with like a fabric that has strength. Corset, one thing that makes it beautiful is it needs structure. Aside packing bonings on it, you need to use a very weighty fabric. So if you're using Ankara, make sure you use your ST. Add your ST to it. Whatever fabric you're using, in fact, add ST to it before you add boning. It will give it strength. That is why you see all those foreign designers. You can see, this corset is so smooth. This corset is so firm. It is not boning that did all the job. Boning is very important. Number one, very very important. Your fabric should have strength. Use a strong fabric. If it's a Duchess, if it's Ankara, pad it with a ST. Okay, put ST first. So now make sure you label. Okay, label. This is center back and that is side back, because once we cut out it will look alike. So to avoid confusion, you can also label up and down. Okay, label up and down to avoid confusion, and everything is okay. So I believe with this video, drafting the corset pattern is now very easy for you. So with this now, learning or doing other stuff like waist snatching, waist cinching won't be a problem for you, because knowing or having the basics, having a very firm foundation in whatever aspect of garment construction is what gives room for ease when it comes to the other types of manipulation. So you cannot say you want to know how to snatch waist where you don't know how to do the main part. Okay, this is the main part. This is what we come up with, and I believe you enjoyed this video. If you watched up to this point, my sister, my darling sister, please like and subscribe to my channel. See you in my next video. I love you. Mwah.